I spot the cheap pops. You're on the air.
And they need to do that. And the Bucks need to. I'm glad the Bucks are really digging into this heel persona because that's what they're best at. They're horrible baby faces, in my estimation. For some reason, they were afraid to be hated, and we need an FTR Young Bucks blood feud. That's what we've always wanted. It's great who the best is, who the best is, who the best is. The best 2 out of 3, biggest show in wrestling history outside of WWE. FTR got the right booking. FTR won that. Now it's time for them to get into a heated, hateful rivalry and get the crowd feeling it here. And to the Bucks' credit, Vladi, the Bucks are doing a hell of a job as heels right now. They have come in and they have done good television. And I don't know if you brought up if you have Ric Flair written down in your notes.
Yeah, I did. He was in my notes. I wasn't. If you want to touch base on him, we could definitely talk about it because it's the first time that he's been there for weeks. I was wondering where he was.
Well, we have mentioned it when the Bucks first came back. We mentioned Ric Flair could easily turn on Sting here.
Oh, absolutely.
And so that was the first thing that either one of us thought. So here you're starting to see it, but will Ric Flair be a double agent type thing? And that's why he's the dirtiest player in the game? Who knows? But he has signed a 2-year deal. I have a feeling he might be long-term with the Bucks, at least for the foreseeable future. But who knows? But I will say it's interesting what's happening between Sting, Darby, and the Bucks. They've done a good job building this feud, and I'm really looking forward to that title match.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. It's going to be interesting when we do our picks. Yeah, and they also mentioned that Sting just lost his father. So it's too bad he wasn't going to stick around for another 6 months. So Christian could have a few licks in there.
Oh, Christian.
Got to ask you about this. Are we getting a little tired? Are we getting tired of the dead father shtick? Is it time for him to kind of move on to, or maybe add something to the repertoire?
Not for me.
You're all good with it every time. Okay.
I was making dinner when I heard it, and I was like, is he going to say it? He hadn't said it in a while. He's been laying off on it.
Well, it depends on who he's feuding with. If their family genealogy is pretty strong and the old man's still alive, he can't use it. But if something shady happens, maybe, like in terms of somebody's family and the father passed away, man, that's the first thing he's looking up at in Wikipedia.
I don't mind it, to be honest with you, because he hadn't used it in a while. He's getting heat in a lot of other different ways in the things that he's saying. He's not a one-trick pony, so I disagree with that. But I certainly didn't think he was the male performer of the year, though, like you. So maybe
that's what I'm saying.
You're really bipolar with him, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't say bipolar, but I'm saying, you know what? He's got to add to this. The standard has been set. It's pretty high. He was the male wrestler of the year for the Vladi Dotties. You can't just be coming out here like Henny Youngman doing the same shtick over and over.
Take my wife, please.
Exactly.
Well, no, but he's built upon it. He became the patriarchy. Now he has different things where he wants to become people's father. He has definitely developed this patriarchy character into something more than just your father's dead. He just gets all the young wrestlers who have dead fathers.
It's kind of morbid in ways.
I mean, yeah. But I mean, Christian Cage is work angle banging a dude's mom after he made fun of his dad being dead. Nick Wayne's mom, which is incredible. And she is a looker, very attractive young lady.
It's funny how she's starting to evolve, and I'm telling you, they got to add another woman into that mix just to make it a little bit more weird.
I don't know if it needs to be weirder than that, but I don't know. So that's my thing on Christian. I actually still like it. I'm into it.
Yeah, I'm into it too, but you know what? I can't just be bought with dead father promos each and every time.
Oh, he hadn't done it. When was the last time he did it?
I don't know. Does it enough?
He hasn't done it in weeks, if not months.
Well, I mean, what's he doing? You already mentioned it, Adam Copeland. How many times is he going to go and kick that dead horse?
He didn't say it, yeah, but he didn't do it in the way that, he didn't give the old the pronouncement of your father's dead. He didn't use that shtick on Edge Copeland. Adam the Edge Copeland. Edge.
You brought up his name earlier, Wardlow. Does his promo. And you like this promo. You think it's one of his best, you were mentioning, right?
I mean, the bar isn't super high, right?
Right. Yeah, it's definitely like a Mambo line that I might be able to get under. So, with that, were you surprised that Adam Cole's character allowed him to go to the ring and speak? Frail Adam Cole.
Was Adam Cole even there?
Exactly. Like all of a sudden, Wardlow's got a set, and he's going to go and cut a promo after Adam Cole's already said, Wardlow's going to hand the title to me.
And I told you Wardlow is just bullshitting them, and he's going to be more aggressive and more about himself. And so that's the guy that I saw come out last night. And that's the guy that I saw tout how he beat the living snot out of Punk and MJF. And he said, I should have been in the world, but I never got one chance for a world championship. It's storyline that makes total sense. Wardlow got screwed over. He wasn't booked for whatever reason, and he has every reason to have a gripe.
This is now like his third chance of being something.
So do you want to give up on Wardlow and let him go to WWE and let them make him a big star? Is that what you want?
I don't really have a dog in that fight, but I'm okay with it either way. So,
well, like, yeah, but if you're, but what I'm saying, if you're AEW, you have this young star who has all the potential in the world. They're not just going to give up on him. Like, is that like, I don't know what you want them to do. What do you want them to do with him then? Trying to give him a push.
Well, you know what? I've seen now two different types of pushes that he's had here, and I don't understand why they basically ejected from the crashing plane each time with this guy. I don't know why they get to a certain point and they're like, yeah, nah, that's enough. We're out of here. And like, so help me, man. If I have to see this a third time with this guy, are they just looking to destroy him? Like what does it take? Like, listen, he's the total package. Not comparing him to Lex Luger, but he's got the look. He's got the move set. He can actually speak decently when he's given decent material. But for some reason, they hit the eject button right when they get to the point of like, you know what, they were about to feud him with Samoa Joe, and then all of a sudden they were a tag team for him to go and like turn on Wardlow. It's just strange. They don't make sense with anything they do with him.
Yeah, the booking's terrible for him. I'm certainly not suggesting it hasn't been terrible. What I'm saying though is that I am interested to see this dynamic in Wardlow. I have seen in this character kind of an eye roll when Adam Cole said he's going to give him his title. He's like, oh yeah. I mean, you saw it. Wardlow's out for himself here. He's just using them to get to Max, and that's it. I am looking forward to seeing what they're doing. I'm glad Wardlow came out and he actually acknowledged the fact how he's been booked. He didn't say the word booking, but he's like, I never got a shot at a title. You put me you put me with Samoa Joe. I choked him out too. I should be right there getting a world championship title match. I need to be that guy because I beat up world heavyweight champions, and he obviously two people who one we know is not in the company and one we're hoping will be back in the company. But even the current heavyweight champion, Wardlow, pointed out that he beat up Punk, MJF, and Samoa Joe. This is where he belongs. I need to be a world champion. This is what I want to do. So I like that statement. Let's see how they follow up with it. But to your point, yeah, the booking has been atrocious. They wasted time, and then he stayed home for 4 or 5 months. For what? So but I see a little bit of a different direction creatively for AEW right now. They seem to be spending more time actually building up the storylines opposed to what they were doing for most of January. Now you're starting to see some things as they're building up. They have their pay-per-view is completely set more than 2 weeks out. That hasn't happened in well over a year. Maybe longer than that. Yeah. So AEW, whoever is taking over, it took a little while to get going, but it seems like they're building some cohesive storylines, and that's great because I want AEW to be successful. They were the number one show on cable last night, so give it up to them. That's what we want to see. Thank you so much for watching High Spots and Cheap Pops. For Vladi Dottie, this is Silicon Steve Alley. Hit the subscribe button and let us know what you think. Thank you for watching, and here endeth the lesson.